Hey friends, how are you doing? In today's video, we have a full face of bestsellers at Sephora. Since the sale is approaching, I thought we could dig deep and find the best products, to ever exist. Things that we think that are worth our money. And yeah, we are going to be applying all of them to our face today to create these beautiful makeup. I'm gonna let you know if I agree to those picks or not. If you love beauty, if you love to talk about makeup, do not forget to click down there where it says subscribe, and also come to my other socials for a little bit more beauty. And without further ado, let's begin. Hello friends, how are you doing? In today's video, we are going to be doing a full face of Sephora bestsellers. We've got the top one or two in each category. We're gonna apply it, we're gonna chit chat, and I'm gonna let you know if I feel like these are good picks. And I think we should do a top rated makeup at Sephora next. Let me know if you're interested. Sephora sale is quickly approaching. October 31st is gonna start, so I thought this is the best time to really dig deep into all the Sephora faves. I'm going to be, of course, doing multiple videos on holy grails, products I recommend, new at Sephora, the whole thing. So please stay tuned. Click down there where it says subscribe for more content, and also come to my other socials for a little bit more beauty. And without further ado, let's begin. We're gonna start with a little bit of moisturizer. Rhode is all the rage right now, and of course everyone wants to know and buy Rhode at Sephora. This is their glazing milk, and I think I've never shared my thoughts on it. I like it. I think it's very hydrating. It's very simple. I do hear a ton about being comedogenic and breaking people out. I don't know, and I'm scared, so I don't use it every day. I use it very sparingly because I'm scared. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna recommend it. I don't know. I am already breaking out as it is, so we don't want that. Now we're gonna move on to primer, and for primers I'm gonna pull up here the picture, and I'll show you every single picture that I pulled out. Remember, this is in Sephora Canada, so results may vary, but I wanted to just show you pictures of screenshots that I did yesterday. So for top primers, we've got Milk, which is a primer that I never got along with. It is no longer my collection. I did not like it. The second option is the Huda Beauty, and that's actually a primer that I would love to try. It is non-comedogenic and it looks fabulous. From Huda, I have her Glowish, which is also non-comedogenic and I love, but since it's not in our list, we're gonna stick to the next one up, which is Rare Beauty's Pore Diffusing Primer. It is always an optimist primer. So I really like this primer. We have silicone texture. Most of our beauty products are non-comedogenic. I like this primer because it really perfects my skin. It really cares for like pores and texture. When I apply it, I feel like it's super perfecting. Like it really perfects your canvas for makeup application. You don't need to apply a lot, just a little bit works. But I don't know if we can see the before and after, like I had the shine and everything. This really perfects every pore and like texture around my face, and I love it. So great choice. I agree to that. Now moving on to foundation, we have a top two. Huda Beauty's Easy Blur, and this is the one that we're gonna use today. And then we have House Labs, which is one that I also really like, but I prefer this one. I feel like this is a foundation that is gonna work for like anybody, to be honest, any skin type. I feel like House Labs is just too glowy, and sometimes it could just like slip and slide everywhere, and that's not something that I love. I find it to be too glowy at times. This is a little bit deep, it's like a shade off, but we're gonna ignore that. And I have a turtleneck today, so nothing happened. Our third choice is Makeup by Mario, which I am very intrigued by. His new foundation. I love that it is acne safe, so we are going to be picking that one up during the Sephora sale. I think it's already too late to like just pick it up and rush and review it, so I thought, you know what, I'll just wait until the Sephora event so that I can save some money, because a girl also likes to save money. I do review a ton, as you know, but you know, sometimes when I'm too late on a product, it's just not worth it. This foundation is so nice. It really disperses quickly, very long wearing. It's not too glowy, it's not too, you know, too matte. I feel like it's the perfect balance for a good foundation. Sometimes if I'm like super dry on my chin, it doesn't accentuate like my dry patches or like my pimples. Like, it's not the perfect 10 out of 10 foundation, but it's close to an 8.5 or 9, so that's saying a lot. Next up, we are going to move on to concealer, and Tower 28 wins this category, followed by Nars and Huda. And Nars concealer is never been my cup of tea. This is a really good one. I love it. This is a shade, oh, NoHo. I think it's shade 10, NoHo. I'll make sure to leave the shade right there. And then we have Huda as the third one, and then we have Hourglass, which I feel like I am such a concealer junkie. All of those I love, actually, except for Nars. I just find that Nars is just like a meh. It doesn't have enough coverage for me, and yeah, I just don't care for that concealer. I've never cared for it. I know I look crazy. I'm just letting this concealer just simmer just a little bit, because I do feel like, you know, I need coverage, and she's a good medium coverage concealer. It doesn't really cover a lot. I am going to take Nars Spot Concealer. I'm telling you, like, this guy, he's mad. And I don't want to cover with the Tower 28 because that one is super glowy. So I think that is gonna even draw more attention to the pimple. I like to blend it with this. I think that it gets the most coverage, and I just pat like the whole, you see, like the coverage is amazing, but you have to let it simmer just a bit. It is very hydrating. I never find that it creases. You know, I do have to set it, obviously, but like it doesn't crease from like dryness, you know, because it is quite hydrating. I have never wore this concealer as an all over, so I don't know if I can really get away with that. I'm very scared to like apply concealers. I think this is non-comedogenic, don't quote me on that, but I think it is. So again, I'm very careful on, you know, what I use on my face, especially if I am like breaking out, you know. So check this out. You can truly take it to full coverage if you just let it simmer, as I mentioned. So that is a great pick. I love that. And I also love Huda Beauty's concealer. That's like my top concealer. I actually have it on my wish list for the Sephora sale because they changed the packaging, and I just love that concealer because it's super full coverage, and I love me as some full coverage. Now moving on to bronzer, we have Freck Beauty as number 1, but I think that this is there because it is on sale. It is followed by this one from LYS. You know, I've talked about this a million times. This is such a good bronzer. The price, it can be beat. The colors are amazing. Like, they're the perfect bronzer. Like, they're not super cool toned. You know, you can use them as both. I just love this product. Sometimes I forget about it and I pull it out again and I remember how much I love it. I think I've been using it maybe the past 3 weeks. I don't know why I pulled it out again. But yeah, such a good one. Look, it blends in seconds. As our number 3 option, we have Makeup by Mario, which is actually a very nice one as well, but that one is just a little bit thicker and a little bit drier of a formula. Not to say nothing bad, like it still blends okay and everything, but just a thicker formula. Is not as glidey as, you know, this one from LYS. and I like them equally. I know like Rare Beauty also showed up a little bit farther in the list, which is also one of my favorites. And I have not tried this one by Saie, so let me know. You know, we are all voting here. It's not just whatever I say. So that's for bronzer. And then when I collect on the powder bronzers, we can see House Labs, which I don't have. I've never purchased the House Labs bronzer. Just blending my... okay. I have not picked that one up, and then it's followed by Nars, and I love this Nars bronzer. I don't talk about it enough, but this is such a stunning formula, the talc free, the new reformulated one. She is gorgeous, but I don't know if I want to set this. No, I think we're gonna go with the blush. Yeah, let's go with the cream blushes next. And for this one, we have Rare Beauty at number 1, and we have Rhode at number 2, and Patrick Ta at number 3. I love them all. I'm obsessed with all of those formulas. But because I do so much Rare, I think I'm gonna do Rhode today. And like Patrick Ta, I just love Patrick Ta blushes. So anyway, we're going to apply Juice Box, so this stunning pink. And I love this shade because she doesn't look super warm tone on me. Like she stays true to, you know, is pink hue, which I appreciate. A ton of blushes just go so warm on me. And check out how stunning, like you apply this blush and she just melts onto your, you know, your cheek area. She blends so dreamy, and you can totally build up these blushes. So I am a huge fan of this formula, to be honest. I love the stick format. It's easy to work with, it's mess free, and I love this blush from her, this blush brush. I think I've mentioned this before. I love to apply my creams, whereas any creams, even like Patrick Ta's cream product, with this blush brush. Anyway, check this out. Juicy, stunning complexion. We are loving the results. We are moving on to powder. Oh, actually no, let's do highlighter. Yeah, let's do the highlighter. We have two from Rare, and we have their Silky Touch, which is the dry, you know, powder, and then we have this. I decided to pick up this one because I really like this formula. This color specifically is Accelerate, which is like the champagne, you know, very easy to apply, and I feel like this shade really works with a ton of complexions, you know. This is so easy to blend, but you have to do it quickly because it dries down to a powder. And I love that it is like it sets, right? I don't know, sometimes I just don't like when like highlighters specifically don't set and they just remain sticky. It's just a little bit messy, but this one really melts onto your skin. I know you need to be like craving a lot of highlighter to wear this because it is quite intense, but regardless of that, I think that it is so gorgeous. Check this out. Now let's do setting powder. For setting powder, of course, we have Miss Huda on the lead with any of her powders. I mean, are you surprised? Her easy bake powders are amazing. I'm obsessed with this new one. I love the tones in here. I mean, it's the same formula. The only thing she changed is the packaging, but I just love it so much. So we're gonna use this one. I like to mix, you know, peach pie and like cherry blossom, so I mixed them both, and then I said this is such a filtery powder, like it is not even funny. Like I don't know what Huda put in this powder. I'm telling you, it's just so crazy. So for my face, I will just do that on my under eye, and then lightly I'll set with a brush on my chin area because I get quite oily. I'm gonna do more here. I wish she took away the perfume in here, but I guess she's very animate to have that perfume in this powder. Second place for powders is Charlotte's Press powder, which I don't know. I don't like that powder for all over. I like it for all over. I don't like it for underneath my eyes. So, you know, and then Huda again. So, I mean, let's go ahead and now use Nars bronzer. So this is in the shade 3. And as I mentioned, I think this is well deserved. This is such a beautiful, very blurring formula. Shade 3, I do have to like build up a little bit because it's a little bit light. But then when I move on to 4, is one of those reddish bronzers. You know, I've mentioned this. I don't like those reddish bronzers. But the formula of these ones from Nars is very blurring, so I love that. Now, moving on to blush is very much debatable. So we've got Tarte 28, which I don't have those blushes. We have Morphe 30, which I don't have either, and I'm going to be picking 1 or 2 up from this sale. And then we have this one from Rhode and Saie. I do have Rares and Saie, but I think we're just gonna stick to this one. This is very glowing. So this is in the shade Happy. And to me, this is like a blush topper. Like, it's not necessarily a blush, you know? She is so pigmented. But I don't know. I feel like we need a blush. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and use this Saie one. Hold on. You know I'm a blush addict. What can I say? I only have 1 shade in this. This is Amore. And I feel like we need a blush. And that one from Rare is just like a topper, you know? Like, I have other shades, but I wanted a pinky blush. And so we are blushy. Oh, this combo is amazing. And these blushes are so stunning. I love this blush actually because it has a luminous finish, and I feel like it just really like elevates your cheekbone, which I'm always grateful for. Yeah, no. Now moving on to brows, Rare Beauty won that category with her gel. So I'm gonna apply the gel, and then to fill them in. So now to fill them in, I'm just gonna pick something random. I don't have the Benefit. I think the Benefit was the one that was in place 1 or 2. Their pencil. And so because I don't have it, I thought, you know what, let's just use the powder. This brow pomade I love. I love it so much because it just looks very natural, and it lets you, like, you know, have a bold brow if you need to, or have a very soft natural brow if you need to as well. So yeah, for eyes, I feel like it's super trendy to just, you know, whatever is hot. Like, one of the top picks was Makeup by Mario. I know he's getting some heat, but I don't know, I still feel like I like it. It's easy to work with, you know. I feel like the shimmers aren't as shimmery as expected as his 1 and 2, but then I hear so much people saying that they appreciate that because last like palette 1 was just too shimmery, you know, especially for like more creasy eyelids and stuff like that. So, you know, everyone is so different, and like makeup likes and wants are so unique to, you know, to each individual. I think like one of the #1 shadows was one from Morphe, and like tell me if Morphe is coming back. Like I feel like they have been putting out so much good makeup, and I have few of those on my list. Let me know if you want to see that. I think I'll share it anyway if you wanted to see it. But I usually do like my love list for the Sephora sale, like prior to the sale. I have few things from Morphe. I have the new lip liners I need. They have like a matte stick, but I think it's like matte and glowy, something like that, so I'm into that. I also want to purchase, oh, they came out with a brush set that looks amazing. I think I want that too. It's pricey, but I don't need more brushes. But then again, I forgot to look up the eyeliner, so I'm just using this one from Rare, but I'm pretty sure Urban Decay must be #1. For mascara, we've got Rare Beauty, which I always mention this mascara. These and my YSL are my top 2, but this one was top 1. So we're gonna stick to this one. I get questions when I mention this mascara. People get surprised that I like it, but this is a very lengthening mascara and also like volumizing. I feel like it does both. For me, it does not smudge, it lasts all day. I've gone through tubes and tubes of this. I'm not even kidding. Like, check that out. Of course, I curl my lashes. I know my lashes are long, not too voluminous. I do need some new lashes. All right, we're almost done. We have setting spray. Let's see the options. I think it's one size. Yeah, it's Charlotte or one size. I love them both. I feel like they're great sprays. This has been my holy grail forever. Now, can you believe for lip liner we have Morphe? I'm telling you, like those lip liners are all the rage. Everybody's saying that they're so good. I had a gloss, and now I have a gloss under. This one from MAC, don't wanna lie, that's good. Second choice was this one by MAC. I mean, who doesn't love these liners, right? They're such a classic. This one is in the shade Whirl. For lipstick, I didn't have the choice either, like it was very random, so I'm just gonna go with a gloss, which is Tower 28. I'm gonna get this one in the shade Coconut, which I love. Look, these are so pigmented. They make your lips so glossy, so plumping, so juicy. These are not plumpers, but your lips will look like you had filler. The complexion looks stunning. I feel like the pics were very nice, very good. I feel like I loved like most of the products. I don't think I applied one that I didn't like, so that's very good. I didn't have to be stuck with a product that I didn't like for this list. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of these bestsellers at Sephora? Do you agree that they are so nice? If you have tried any of these, let me know down below, and let me know also if you're shopping the sale and what are you shopping the sale for this year. Thank you, friends, for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.